So let's welcome dear Grace.
Hi Ren, thank you for coming. Thank you to the Women of Wisdom group and Patty for hosting. To introduce myself, my name is Grace Lang. Grew up here in Vergennes, went to Vergennes Union High School and Dickinson for college in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Got my degree in international studies with a focus on sustainable development. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit tonight about my post-grad chapter of my life, which is in Cameroon, Western Africa. This is a map to orient yourselves. Cameroon is highlighted in green there. I'm going to talk to you about 15 minutes about the development work that I'll be doing and the fair trade coffee company that we'll be working with. My involvement in Cameroon began during my semester abroad that I spent there my junior year at Dickinson. I stayed with the kindest host family, who are actually convinced I'm a part of their family now. Seriously, they're expecting a dowry from my future husband. This is my host father and my two host brothers. My host mama and my host brother. This is my host father and I dancing in the Congo rainforest with the Baka Pygmies. It's a baptism in the village. So my host grandmother and I in her village. And this is me crying at the airport when I leave. This is my real father who came to visit.
Where's real father? Real father is right over here.
He was real.
Also expecting a dowry.
Yeah, he's also expecting a dowry. So it was that experience studying abroad coupled with my undergraduate studies at Dickinson that have brought me here tonight, getting ready to go back in 1 month. I'll be returning with two other women that studied abroad with me, and we will be working with a fair trade organic coffee company called Utomsi. Utomsi is based out of the village of Fundraiser. Here are some photos of Fundraiser. This is my colleague Sarah and I in the village in spring 2011. Some drumming. Delicious sugar cane. This is my host father and a boy in the forest playing. So this is where we'll be staying when we return. As you can see, Fundraiser is situated in Cameroon's tropical forest, where all the houses are built out of red clay dirt. Any bath water is going to come in buckets. Electricity is sporadic at best. And hunger and disease are a part of these people's everyday lives. We first learned about Utomsi when Dickinson took us down there during our semester abroad as a field trip of sorts to learn about sustainable business practices. But when we got there, we realized that they're doing so much more than organic farming. They offer fair and fixed wages to all their workers. They hire women workers, which is a phenomenon itself in Cameroon. They built a daycare to help their transition into the workforce, a library, a medical facility. Oh, and in Germany, on the other side of the company, they hire handicapped workers to do the roasting. The list goes on, and it's truly inspiring. When the CEO of Utomsi came to Dickinson a year ago, this is him in the middle, he explained to me, he said, "We're not just selling coffee, Grace. We're selling a lifestyle, one that builds more vibrant and sustainable communities." So, inspired by Utomsi, the three of us, this is the Roots team, as we call it, we decided to come together as three broke, poor, recent college graduates and fundraiser on the way back to go there and work with them for 6 months. We'll be working on different sustainable development projects, such as support programs for working women, which will be headed mostly by my colleague Sarah Wright. Urban agricultural initiatives, which is headed by Rachel Gilbert, where gardens will be planted in the urban centers so they can have access to food more readily. And microfinancing projects. I'll be working on the microfinancing Microfinancing is about providing loans to people that wouldn't normally have access to startup capital. So people that fall into that category normally are women and rural village dwellers, which is a lot of people in Fundraiser. Some example projects that UTOMC have started include seeds to plant a garden, money to buy a stall to sell your goods at the market, and even educational loans. It's a pretty wide range. And in the world of microfinancing, just a small loan can make a huge difference. This is the difference perhaps between scrounging to eat every day and having enough money just to buy seeds that could feed your family and maybe even your neighbors. As a team, the three of us will also be working in the local schools teaching English a few days a week to these children. And as a team, we'll also be helping UTOMC with their PR work, which will include producing a few short videos, editing their website, and establishing a presence in the social media world to help sell this UTOMC story. They have such a great story, but they don't really have the means to communicate it yet. Our group of three is called Cameroonian Roots, which we then quickly shortened to just Roots. We hired one of our friends, who's a graphic designer, to do our logo.
Beautiful.
We wanted something that we wanted something that communicates the sense of community that is such a big part of Cameroonian culture, so we chose a circular shape. And since much of our work is working with women, we use the traditional silhouette of African women carrying water on top of her head. And the roots, we feel, speak for themselves. They reflect not only our personal connection with Cameroon, but also the sustainability of our cause. So this is what we came up with. We had our graphic designer make it actually look good. So with our new brand and new name for ourselves, we launched a website. It's a screenshot of our homepage, which serves as our fundraising platform. You can donate online via PayPal. There's our blog. You can see recent posts here about our old fundraisers. And it's also an informational hub, so you can learn about what we're doing. We also have active Twitter and Facebook accounts. These are screenshots of that as well. So UTOMC has agreed to provide Cameroonian Roots on-the-ground mentors, in-country transportation and housing. And in return, the three of us have agreed to volunteer time for 6 months and fundraise our own living expenses. Our goal is to fundraise $30,000, which is roughly $10,000 each. That will cover our bare minimum costs to live and work for 6 months, our plane tickets to get there, medical supplies, visa, and some of the media equipment that we'll need for our PR work. We've applied for grants, we've had fundraisers, we've sent out letter campaigns, and checked this morning, and so far we've fundraised a little over $22,000.
Wow, good for you.
Excellent.
So if you'd like to donate, you can. Or you can also purchase one of our t-shirts. This is what they look like. My parents are both wearing them. So thank you for coming. It's honestly been uplifting to see all the help pouring our way throughout this process and just people's eagerness to hear about what we're doing. So thanks for coming.
Good for you.
And you'll